Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd. So it's my friends over at yarnspirations.com. It's harvest time with the Harvest Crochet Pumpkins. Today's tutorial is the size that's indicated in the video title. There are 3 sizes in this one pattern. We have small, medium, and large. Now I should tell you right off the bat is that you're going to need a 5mm size H crochet hook, and you can see that they have different colors of Harvest different pumpkins. I'm going to be using the same color for each one of my pumpkins, and what you're going to find is that rounds 1 through 5 are the same on all pumpkins, and then it changes because the pumpkins obviously change size, and then we're going to come back in. Now the stems are the same on each of these, so what we're going to do is get you started, and today's tutorial is the one, as I mentioned, indicated in today's video title. So without further ado, I'm going to just take you through a quick overview of the instructions, and then we're going to start 1 through 5. So everything in the pattern that you need is available here. So when there's an information difference, you'll notice that there is instructions. So for example, you're going to do the instructions and it says small pumpkin only on round 6 is here, but for medium and large you'll see that round 6 is different, and every time there's a change what you'll have is that you'll have information that was indicated. So when you look at this particular pattern you say, wow, there's a lot of instructions for a small pumpkin. That's because you have to jump to the ones that make a difference. So for example, small pumpkin only, and the next time you'll do the small pumpkin is over here, all sizes as we get smaller, because the medium and large are the only ones affected in this whole section. So it's really not truly a lot of writing when you're looking at each pumpkin individually from size to size. So let's tell you something else that I think is going to matter for you, and then from this point we're gonna then get right into it. For tutorial reasons I just drew myself a quick little diagram to get myself started. This is rounds 1 through 5. Do you notice that these single crochets are always in the same spot, and you're going to notice that they're going to appear in the same spot as you're working through. There's a total of 5 different bumps that go out. So I've already got some of these already done, and I'm gonna pick it up and finish it. So you see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these single crochets really give you an indication, and that's what's pulling it in to make the other part of the section. Just like you see how it bulges out, those single crochets are the ones that are in the in between the bulges of the pumpkin. So once you understand that, it actually works out pretty easily, and that's it for now. So without further ado, let's start now rounds 1 through 5. So this here is our goal, 1 through 5, to make 5 bulges that appear out. So it's the single crochets that are here that cause it to just jump right back in, and then we bulge out immediately too once you have these double crochets and etc. So let's grab our crochet hook, a 5mm size H crochet hook. I'm going to be using Karen's Simply Soft today, and this color is called Pumpkin of all things, and we're also going to be using taupe then for the stems for today's tutorial. So let's get ourselves started. We're going to create a slip knot to begin, and we need to chain a total of 2. So put this on, and 1, 2. Now in the first chain, okay, the second chain from the hook, I want you to put in 10 single crochets into that same one. So let's count those out together. So we're gonna go 1, 2, it's gonna be tight, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now we have to slip stitch it to join it to the other side, but if you're not sure, just count it back. So just each stitch, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and just pull it back if you have to. And this is the 10th one, and then that's the first one that you're going to insert your hook to and pull through and through, and that gets us started. And now we're ready for round number 2. So let's begin round number 2. You're going to chain up 1, and in the same one that you have the join, I want you to put in 2 single crochets. So there's a repeat pattern going all the way around for this. So the first one has 2 single crochets in it, and then the next one has 2 double crochets in it. That's gonna start the bulge. So you're gonna put 2 into the next one. So 1 and 2, and then you continue to repeat this going around. So the next one has 2 single crochets in it. So 1 and 2, and then the next one after that has 2 double crochets in it. Please repeat this all the way around for round number 2. So coming up all the way around, I have what you can see is 4 bulges. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm gonna finish the last stitch, which is gonna be 2 double crochets in it because I'm keeping it in count with the pattern, and then that's when the 5th bulge is gonna appear, and then I'm going to join it to the first single crochet that you had started with. Just like that, and that completes off round number 2. So let's now move on to round number 3. So let's begin round number 3. So it's kind of an unusual round, but just follow it, it will work out. So you're gonna chain up 1 to begin, and you're going to single crochet in the same one that has the join. Now the next one has 2 stitches in it, but they're completely different stitches. So the first one in there is gonna be a single crochet, and in the same stitch I want you to place a double crochet. I told you in the very beginning that there was 2 single crochets that are in between the bulges, and so there was the first one and then there's the second one that was included into what I just put in there. So the next one is gonna be 1 double crochet by itself, and then the next one is 2 double crochets into the same one. 1 and 2. Okay, so there is kind of like 1 bulge. So the next 2 in a row are going to be single crochets. So 1 and 2, and let's make the next bulge. So in the same one that you did the second single crochet into, I want you to double crochet into that same one. Okay, and now the next one is 1 double crochet into the next one, and then 2 double crochets into the one after that. 1 and 2. Single crochet into the one after that, and now we're gonna begin another bulge. So single crochet the next one, and then double crochet into the same one. You're gonna double crochet into the next one by itself, and then 2 double crochets into the next one. So I want you to repeat this idea going all the way around, and I will see you at the end of this round. When you get all the way around, the last stitch before you finish, it has 2 double crochets in it, and I'm not doing anything special, I'm just keeping in line with the pattern, and therefore you're going to attach it to the first single crochet that you had started with, and that will conclude off this round. So this is round number 3. So now let's move on to round number 4. Round number 4, we're gonna chain up 1, and in the first 2 of them, so the first one that we're gonna do is a single crochet, and we're gonna do single crochet into the next one. So let's continue to make our bulge bigger. So we're going to put 2 double crochets into the next one. So 1 and 2, and now the next 2 in a row will each be 1 double crochet. So 1 and 2, and then the final one will be 2 double crochets into the same one. So 1 and 2. Okay, once that's done, the next 2 are single crochets. So 1 and 2, and I'll show you this repeat again. So the next one in a row is gonna be 2 double crochets. So 1 and 2, and the next 2 in a row will each be a double crochet, and the next one after that is gonna be 2 double crochets into the same one. So I want you to repeat that idea going all the way around. So the next 2 are single crochets, then there's 2 double crochets in the next one, there's 2 double crochets by themselves, or 1 double crochet in the next 2, and then the final one is 2 double crochets, and then you just keep repeating that all the way around. So please do that. This is round number 4. So I'm finishing up the 5th bulge. This is round number 2, and I am just keeping it in line with the pattern, and the last stitch will be 2 double crochets in it. So 1 and 2, and I'm going to join it then to the beginning single crochet that I started with, and that will complete off round number 4. So round number 5 is the final round of all sizes that we have, and then each one of the sizes then goes to its own size difference from that point. So let's start the 5th round. So we're going to chain up 1, and the first 2 in a row like before are going to be a single crochet each. The next one is 1 double crochet by itself, and the one after that is 2 double crochets into the same one. So 1 and 2. The next 3 in a row are 1 double crochet each. So 1, 2 and 3, and the final one in the bulge is 2 double crochets into the same one. So 1 and 2, and then we start all over again. So the first 2 are going to be 1 single crochet each. The first one out is going to be 1 double crochet by itself. The next one is 2 double crochets into the same one. The next 3 in a row are 1 double crochet. So 1, 2 and 3, and then the final one in the bulge is 2 double crochets into the same one, and then you keep repeating that same all over. So 2 singles, then 1 double by itself, 2 doubles into the next, 3 in a row of doubles, and the final one in the bulge is 2 into the same one, and keep repeating that. I'll see you at the end of this round, round number 5. So I'm coming to the end of round number 5. There's going to be 2 double crochets in the final one, and that's just keeping in count, not doing anything special, and then I join it to the first single crochet. So all rounds from this point now 6 on take a different path depending on the size of the video, and we're going to now move on to round number 6 that matches the size of this video. So let's do that next. So we're now moving on to the small pumpkin, and we're going to do round number 6. Then it says to repeat round number 6 5 more times. So I wrote down 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So there's my additional 5. Once I get yourself started on round number 6, each one of the rounds are the same into 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then we're going to be doing that all off camera, and then I'm going to be jumping to all sizes as we begin the decrease over here to finish off to the end, to the stem. So without further ado, let's move on to round number 6. Moving on to round number 6, and this is going to be the same round all the way through number 12. So you're going to chain up 1, and you're going to do 1 single crochet in the first 2 single crochets that you have. Now the next 8 stitches in a row here are each going to be a total of 1 double crochet. So let's count those out together. So you don't really need to count, but if you want to, you can. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, this is 5, 6, 7, and 8. And that takes you to the end of the bulge, and then the next 2 are the single crochets that you had. You're going to keep those as single crochet. So 1 and 2. So place then the next 8 in a row, each 1 double crochet, and then in the next 2 single crochets place those. So I want you to go all the way around. I'll meet you at the end of this round, and then we'll just quickly review, and you'll do rounds number 7 through 12 on your own. So we're now coming to the end of round number 6, and then when you get to the end you just got to slip stitch to the first single crochet that you started with. So rounds number 7 through 12, there's a total of 5 of those. We're going to then just repeat exactly what I just showed you. Okay, so you're gonna just chain up 1. The first 2 in a row will be a single crochet, and then each one of the double crochets will be a double crochet, and then it'll be 2 in a row with single crochets again. So please do those 5 rounds now, and I'll see you at the end of round number 12, and we'll continue then to starting the decrease, and then we're gonna have to apply stuffing from that point as well. So let's get that done, and I'll see you here in just a moment. So now we're going to start decreasing. Now from this particular size the small starts here, and then from the medium and large you would have finished some instructions before you get here. So all of these particular sizes then finish off with the last 4 rounds, and then the stem is the same for each. So let's begin now. They're all sizes round number 1, and then let's begin decreasing from this point. So on screen it's a small size pumpkin, but it's the same instructions for all sizes in this particular part in the tutorial. So let's begin, and we're going to chain 1, and the first 2 in a row, starting with the first one, will be a single crochet. So 1 and 2. So the next one is 1 double crochet by itself, and then the next two are going to become two together for a double crochet. So wrap the hook, come into the first one, pull through two and hold it. Don't pull through anymore. Go into the next one after it, going in, pull through two and hold, and now you have 3 loops. Pull through all 3. So that was a 2 together double crochet. The next 3 in a row will each be 1 double crochet by itself. So 1, 2, and 3, and then the final section in the bulge. So the last 2 double crochets that you have are 2 together. So wrap, going in, pull through 2 and hold, wrap, next one, pull through 2 and hold. You have your 3 loops again, pull through. So that was a 2 together again. So let's begin another bulging section. So the first 2 in a row are single crochets. So 1 and 2, and now let's start a new section. So we're gonna do 1 double crochet by itself. The next 2 are 2 together. So 1 and 2, put those together. The next 3 in a row are going to be 1 double crochet each. And finally the final 2 double crochets in this section are going to be coming together. And then you're going to start all over again. So the first 2 are single crochets and etc. So just rewind this tutorial if you're not sure how it goes at this particular point. So this is how you do the first round of all sizes. When you get back around, you are just gonna come in and the last 2 are 2 together, and then you're just going to join to the first single crochet to finish. So let's move along to the next round. We're not gonna stuff yet. We're gonna do one more round first. Let's begin round number 2, all sizes. So we're going to chain up 1, and the first 2 are gonna be a single crochet each, and we're gonna decrease again in this round. We're gonna keep decreasing until we get close to the end. And the next 2 in a row are going to be 2 together double crochet. So wrap the hook, pull through, and then pull through 2 and hold it, and then do the next one, pull through 2 and hold, 3 loops on the hook, pull through all 3. The next 2 in a row are 1 double crochet each. So 1 and 2, and then finally in this bulging section the last 2 are 2 together. So 1 and pull through, and then pull through all 3. So 2 single crochets in a row, end that, and then we begin again. So let's just review one more time. So the first 2 are 2 together double crochet, so put them together, and then the next 2 in a row are double crochets by themselves, and finally in this part of the bulge the last 2 are together, and then finalize it off with the single crochets 2 in a row. So please do that all the way around for round number 2, all sizes. At the end of round number 2, you're just going to then there's 2 double crochets together, you're going to join it to the first single crochet. So now it says to get our stuffing ready, let's start preliminary stuffing this. We don't want to bulge it to the point, so let's just pull a large loop and just get our polyfill and just parting it inside. If you overstuffed anything like this, it bleeds stuffing, and you just want it to hold its shape firmly but not crazy like it's bulging. I've done it myself where I've done amigurumi where I've stuffed something where I literally ruined my project by putting way too much stuffing into it. So what's gonna happen near to the end of this is that on all the sizes that we have, so you're gonna stuff on all sizes at this particular point, is that when we get to the end we're just gonna sew the top middle down to the actual bottom, so then it kind of creates the bulge to happen on its own. It's easier to pull stuffing out of a project than to put it back in if it's too much. Okay, so let's just give it some shape. Just kind of don't be scared to pull on it. And let's begin then round number 3. So we got 2 more rounds to go in order to get back to the start. So let's begin round number 3, all sizes. I usually put a stitch marker. I have been on this one all the way through because it's just easier for me. So I'm just going to chain up 1, and in the same one that you did the attachment you're gonna only do 1 single crochet this time. There's not 2 in a row, and so the next single crochet and the next 2 together are gonna become 1. So that's a 2 together using this first single crochet and the next one, and pull those together. The next one is 1 double crochet by itself, and then finally in this bulging section the next 2 in a row are 2 together for a double crochet to finish. So the next one is 1 single crochet by itself. It's really gonna pull in now at this point. So let's begin to review. The next 2, so there's only 1 single crochet between the sections now, so the next 2 are going to become 2 together, double crochet. So you're using the first single crochet that you had before, put those together, 1 double crochet by itself, and then the next 2 are 2 together, and that finishes off another bulging section, and then finalize it with a single crochet. So please do that all the way around. For round number 3 you can see it's really pulling in now. So in coming back around there's gonna be a 2 together and then that's it. So you join it to the first single crochet that you had started with, just like that. So we're gonna move to the final round number 4, and then that's really gonna close in the top of the center here. So let's begin to do that next. So we're really gonna close off the top now. We're gonna just chain up 1, and then every 2 are gonna become together. So just going in, it's a single crochet 2 together. So go into the first one, pull through and hold the loop, and then advance to the next one, pull through and pull through, then all 3 loops, and you keep doing that. So advance to the next one, pull through and go to the next one after that, pull through, and then you got 3 loops, pull through all 3. So keep doing that all the way around until you get all the way back to the start, and I'll see you at the end of this round. Once you come all the way back to the start, just attach it to the first one, and you're gonna be left with a small hole in the top. So what I want you to do is that grab an extra long strand from the yarn ball, just like you see, just trim it, and we're gonna grab a darning needle, and what we're going to do is just pull this through the final loop, and you're going to use that strand then to sew the top shut, but you're also gonna reach down and grab it through the bottom section to create that bulging shape of a pumpkin, and you're gonna do this for all of the sizes as well. So let's just put it onto a darning needle, or a tapestry needle I should say, and just feed it through the top of the remaining loops. So just pulling in. So what I would do is just kind of pull it through, but don't yank on it, but just pull it through all of the loops that you have, and then once they're in all of them you just pull it like a clothesline. And go back into the one that you started with. So once you've gone all the way around like I have, just kind of stabilize it and just pull. See? Now you're gonna put a stem here. So what you want to do is that you want to go down through the project and turn it over and come out through the bottom here, and then just go back in. So just grab it onto a little bit of strand work so that it will hold it, and then come back out through the top. And when you do that, see, it'll pull it down on its own. And you may want to go back and forth a couple times to do that, to get that bulge to happen. So you'll do this with all the sizes that you have available to you. So the more you pull it, the more of the indentation that you'll have. Again, you can decide what's right for you. Once you're satisfied with it, you can just, on the top section here, just tie in this yarn strand. You're going to be putting a stem right over top of this section anyway. You want to do a good job, but if you go back and forth 3 times, you can hide it even better. Just like that. So what we're gonna do then, all sizes will finish off exactly this way, and then what we're gonna do is apply a stem, and we have the stems already done, and then I'm gonna show you how to do that and then attach it to there to finish off your little pumpkin. So this is the small size version so far. If you see any bleeding of stuffing through, just kind of poke it back through with the needle, or with the hook, and or just if it's not going back in, just kind of pull out whatever's kind of leaking out on you. So let's move along to the stem for all sizes. For the stem in all sizes, they're each identical to each other for the width, the height. So this is the height that you see, and the way that we're using the back loops, it creates the texture. I want you to leave an extra long strand for both sides, and when you finish, make sure one is on one side, because what you're gonna do is you're gonna close off using the remaining strand on the one side and use an extra long one here to sew it directly to the pumpkin. Without further ado, all sizes are the same. So let's begin to do the stem next. Using the same size crochet hook, a 5mm size H, I want you to leave an extra long yarn strand that you'll use to sew to the project. You either use it to close off the project at the end. So I want you to chain 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. It looks big now, but it will compress a bit. Second chain from the hook, the back hump of the chain, I want you to single crochet all the way back. And you're gonna work your way all the way down the stem. Now you can go as long as you want to. If you want a longer stem, then you'll chain more, and if you want shorter stem, then just chain less. If you want a thicker stem, then we have to go to 1.5 inches for width of this when we get this done, and if you want it thicker, just go even more, and if you want it more narrow, then just don't do as much. So basically you have some free choice here. You're gonna turn your work. So here's what you're gonna do for the remaining of this one here. Chain 1, and in the back loop only, so that when you're looking at the strands, 2 strands are equivalent to a stitch. The furthest strand is the back loop, and you're just going to stay in the back loop only and single crochet all the way across. So because you chained 9 and you went second chain from the hook all the way back, there's only a total of 9 stitches. So you may want to occasionally count just to make sure that you're not missing any and not accidentally growing it out at all. So it's gonna be 1 single crochet in each of the back loops, and then when you get to the end of the row, I want you to turn, okay, so that's the last one. So turn your work, chain up 1, and dive immediately into the back loop only, and I want you to single crochet. So you want to go back and forth to this height equals a total of 1.5 inches, I believe. What is it? 1 inch and a binding time, 1.5 inches. So but 1.5 inches, and then what you're going to do is then fasten off. What I recommend to you, have this strand finish off on the opposite side. So like I showed you before, see how the strand is on one side, have the other one finish off the other, because you can use one strand to finish off the top and use an extra long strand then to be able to sew it to the pumpkin. So use the final strand that you're going to finish off with, make sure it's extra long, and you can then sew it to the pumpkin. So go 1.5 inches for me, and then meet me back here in just a moment. So what we're going to do is that we're going to take the extra long strand that we have, and you are going to then put the sides together. Okay, so just going directly across the way and just pull on it and close it like that. So what you want to do, just move down and just match the stitches across from each other, and you're just going back and forth so that you're attaching these together. A pumpkin stem is never perfect, so you know you can get it to look perfect because it is art and creativity right at this moment, but if it's not perfect, that's even better to my point of view, because each pumpkin is unique when you're going to pick it from the ground. So I'm just working my way back down here. Now if you would like to close off at the top, that's up to you if you would like to do that. So what I'm going to do is that I'm just, now that I'm down and I've got an extra long strand, I'm going to just slide my hook through the stitch work back to where I was, and I'm going to use that to attach it to the pumpkin. The other side here, what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to attach it to the needle, and I'm just going to just attach and close off the top section here. So if that bothers you, you can do that right now and you can get a nice section. So if once you got that done, if you go back and forth a total of 3 times, it'll never fall out. So 1, 2, and 3. And then just fasten that off, or just cut that out. So put the needle back onto the other strand and grab the top of your pumpkin. Any size will do, like any size pumpkin, and you're just going to attach into the middle section of your pumpkin. So I'm just gonna back out the camera for a moment here in a second. So let's back out this camera and let's pull this in to the top, and then diving in to the stem to attach, and then back down into the pumpkin and just attach it. And you're going to attach all of your stems in the same way for all of your sizes that you have. Now because you did the ribbing effect on the single crochet stem, you can actually give it a bit of a twist too, because usually pumpkin stems have that twist. And then once you're satisfied with it, you can just fasten off. So I've gone now technically all the way around, and now I'm just gonna simply just go back and forth 3 times through 3 different areas. So 1, 2, and 3. And I'm done. So therefore you have your little pumpkin. So if you would like to give it a bit of a twist, it looks even more amazing. And this is how you do the pumpkins, and this is a small one, and you can do all the other sizes exactly this way. And I will see you at the end, and have a great day. I don't know what the end of anything, but have a great day anyway, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye bye.